All right, for those of you who are watching this, this is session 2 of Grading for Equity. Groups have gone off to discuss chapters 1 and 2 in the small groups, and everybody is about to come flying back into the room. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. Whew. All right, everyone's flying back in here. There, all right, take it away, Patty. Patty, can you back it up? You weren't unmuted, so yeah, take it back there and unmute yourself there. Okay, Patty, I will unmute you.
Thanks. Thanks, my tech friend. It's really nice to do a presentation when someone else takes care of the tech part. That's what I've decided. So I appreciate Morgan doing that. Okay, so moving on to chapter 3 is the first part of the Case for Change section of the book. And he does a little bit of talking about that at the beginning of chapter 3, reminding us of some 20th century beliefs, like the fact that they believed students' achievement occurred on a curve, that students were motivated through extrinsic rewards and consequences, and that the key purpose of schools was to sort and rank students. But in the 21st century, we've learned more, we know more things, and so many researchers have proven that all students are capable of meeting academic standards, that extrinsic motivation may work for rote behaviors, but intrinsic motivation works better for higher order thinking, which is what we're trying to get our kids to do. And the school should really not be in the business of sorting students. Yet we still use these grading systems of the early 20th century. Remember where they came from that we talked about last time. Grades came from a guy who wanted to be more efficient, to make more money and process more kids. So we used the shoe industry's grading system of letter grades. And Marzano has proven way back even in 2000 that there wasn't any meaningful research to support using the traditional grading system. So chapter 3 is about how traditional grading stifles risk-taking and supports the commodity of grades. And so it's kind of broken up in 2 parts. So we'll talk about how it stifles risk-taking and then do a breakout group. And then we'll talk about his idea of the commodity of grades that we create with grading as the second part in our final discussion. So risk-taking, trust, and the teacher-student relationship. How do we build trust with our students, which is what we really try to work on, especially at the beginning of the year. And many teachers do this by building their positive relationship through their interactions with students and how we talk with them, how we welcome them to our classrooms, how we engage with them while they're doing the learning in our classes. Oh, sorry, I skipped a slide. And so what's cool is, I think it's cool because I love Hattie's research. John Hattie says that a positive teacher-student relationship has a 0.55 effect size. And so if you look at the little image there, the little graph, anything from 0.4 above is actually the zone of desired effects. It's where we can have more rapid learning growth. Anything below that, not good. And 0.4 is kind of the traditional year's growth in learning. So positive student relationships has 0.55. And he says that it is teachers who have created positive teacher-student relationships that are more likely to have the above average effects on student achievement. And that includes engagement, motivation, and academic achievement. And within chapter 3, he cites a lot of researchers who have proven that positive relationships contribute. And that's how we build trust. That's what gets our kids wanting to learn. And that's why the remote learning was kind of hard, because we lost that relationship piece. Positive student-teacher relationships can contribute to kids feeling safe. And when they're safe, they're more willing to take risks. And when they feel safe, they're more willing to make mistakes as well. So it's really important to build that trust and that relationship with our kids. Yet, when we grade everything that they do throughout the learning process from beginning to end, our kids feel judged. They feel this pressure to be perfect. They feel anxious and they feel overwhelmed. On page 32 in this chapter, Feldman states, the message when everything is included in the grade is clear. You are always being judged and must show your absolute best performance in every respect, academic and non-academic, every day. If you make a mistake or even are just having a bad day, it's going to count against you. There is no room for error, no safe place to make mistakes, and that doesn't contribute to learning. So grading as a whole, when we are using it throughout a semester, it can actually undermine this teacher-student relationship that we've been working so hard to create, and that leads to distrust, and it leads to increased deceit, kids that copy or cheat just to get the points, just to get the grade, so they're not really authentically engaged in the learning, or kids who feel shame, increased shame, because they don't think they can meet our expectations, and so they just avoid it. They don't turn things in, they don't deal with the learning we're asking them to do. So at the very end of this particular section, Feldman says, most of us enter teaching to build meaningful relationships with young people, to engender in them a sense of trust and safety by accepting mistakes along a path to proficiency. And I can tell from the teachers I've already spoken to in these breakout groups, that is all of our intent. But our traditional grading encourages us to judge nearly everything a student does or doesn't do, and we create pressure cooker classrooms where no mistake goes unpenalized. And so how is our grading affecting the way kids feel? So we're going to actually trying to keep my presentation short, remember? So we're going to move into our next discussion question. It's a little bit longer. Morgan's going to post it in the chat. How does the element of trust in the student-teacher relationship influence a student's approach to the learning process, particularly for historically underserved student populations? And how does our traditional grading affect that trust? So that's what we want you to talk about. Morgan, if you can throw us all into groups, that would be cool.
And your comeback time is going to be 15 seconds, so we're just going to bring you back quicker. Okay, here you go.